Deoxys, a Pokemon from the depths of space that has truly always intrigued me. I never thought I'd be able to shiny hunt it, or even catch it in Generation 3, but that all changed when I got an R4 card. Using the R4 card, a DS Lite, and a copy of FireRed or Leaf Green, you can inject the Deoxys event into your game. So off to Birth Island I went, and as I completed the puzzle, it was like a time capsule back to the old Pokemon events that had stories and locations surrounding the Pokemon. Something that I really wish they'd bring back in the new games, instead of just handing us these rare Pokemon with mystery gifts and really not giving us any story behind it. This was back in March of 2021 when I started this hunt. Little did I know this would be the longest shiny hunt that I would ever take on. This hunt would go through all of 2021, spill over into 2022, and continue on into 2023. I wasn't doing it constantly, but I definitely was doing it for a couple months out of every year, and racked up thousands of encounters each year. And I realized I needed to search everywhere for this. So I went to the desert, I went to the ocean, and I went to the mountains. But no matter where I went, I could not find Deoxys. I went to 13 different states throughout this shiny hunt, which was really cool hunting it in so many different locations. So I decided to do some research and watched Destiny Deoxys. And in the beginning of the movie, it all came together. I'd been looking everywhere on Earth for this thing when I really needed to be looking in space. And lucky for me, there was a total solar eclipse coming, and I knew that was the perfect space event to be able to motivate me to get this shiny Deoxys. So for the month of April, I decided I would hunt Deoxys. And especially on April 8th, the day of the eclipse, I went crazy. I woke up super early and non-stop went Deoxys after Deoxys after Deoxys. Took a little break to experience the eclipse, which was truly one of the most magical things I've ever experienced. Getting a 360 sunset and just seeing what the sun looked like, the video truly doesn't do it justice. But I continued on after that incredible experience and got lucky. Shiny Deoxys, no way. 3 years of hunting and I finally got it. The eclipse actually worked. I never thought that would work. Shiny Deoxys. The day after the eclipse, Shiny Deoxys finally showed up. I chucked a Master Ball at it, not wanting to risk it, and sat there in shock and disbelief that this 3-year-long hunt had finally come to a conclusion, actually right around the eclipse. Sitting there, looking at Attack Form Deoxys, I knew that I had just completed something special. It was super cool getting to trade this to 4 different games to get 4 different forms. It was truly like catching 4 different shiny legendaries, which would make the wait kind of worth it. Personally, my favorite was Attack Form Deoxys from Pokemon FireRed. I also really enjoyed Defense Form Deoxys. With him being big and bulky, you really get to see a lot of that yellow color, which I truly love. Next up is Pokemon Emerald with Speed Form. Honestly, probably my least favorite just because you get the least of the yellow, but still looks super cool. And lastly, I have him in Pokemon Ruby, which is where you get to see the good old classic Deoxys. And finally having a game in English, I got to see he was docile in nature, which is a neutral nature, which I think works perfectly for the dynamic Pokemon of Deoxys. Getting to finally throw him out into the battle and hear the shiny sparkles as Deoxys was mine was truly a surreal experience. A shiny hunt that had taken me 3 years was such a crazy thing to fathom. So many different events happened in my life in the Pokemon world. When I started this hunt, BDSP hadn't come out, Legends of Arceus hadn't come out, Scarlet and Violet weren't even announced and hadn't come out. It really makes me wonder what new Pokemon games we'll see in 3 years from now. And hopefully the shiny hunts I start this year won't go all the way to 2027. And I am not done with this Deoxys. I'm not going to let him just sit around in a box after taking so long to get. I have big plans for him, and his adventure is nowhere near. And until next time, see you later.